Hello, and thanks for joining me for another fly tying video. Today, I'm going to be tying a Pheasant Tail Soft Hackle, and that's in a size 14. In the hook, we have a saber in a size, number 7224, which is the barbless nymph and wet hook, and it has the beak point that I really like on these hooks that don't have the barb. For our thread, we're going to be using 30 denier nano silk from Semperfli, and that's in brown. Very small thread, but very strong. We'll attach the thread, start by attaching the thread directly behind the eye, and we'll work our way down the shank to be in line. We'll stop to be in line with the barb if there was a barb on the hook. So right before the bend of the hook. Right about there. We'll take a pair of our serrated scissors, remove this thread. For our tail, as well as the body, we're going to be using pheasant tail fibers, and this is in what I believe is a dark brown. Remove some of the fibers from the stem I'm going to line them up and then just pull them off. For our length of our tail, it's going to be roughly 3/4 of the shank. I'm going to come in and I'm going to attach that tail on the top of the shank with a couple nice tight wraps, and then I'm going to go ahead and get onto the shank of the hook for the next couple wraps. For our ribbing, we're going to be using an ultra wire, and this is gold in a UTC gold ultra wire and a brassy. I'm going to take the wire and attach to be roughly the full length of the shank. Once we've got our wire covered, we can come in for our pheasant tail and start wrapping that up the shank. And you can do this either way, meaning I can go this way or I can come back. But I tend to wrap the pheasant tail away from me. Once we get to about this point, we can take our thread, cross it, cross the fibers, lock those in with a couple wraps, a couple better wraps. We can come in and remove those excess fibers at this point. I'm going to clean this up a bit. I'm going to take our wire and we're going to counter wrap. We're going to go the opposite way of how we wrapped that pheasant tail on. So in this case, I'm taking the wire and I'm wrapping towards myself. We'll cross our thread with the wire, put a bend in the wire, and cover that up as we're coming back up towards the eye. Once we get there, we can now come in helicopter and remove the wire. Take a look at it, looks pretty good. Now we're going to add our peacock curl. So peacock curl is going to be up here for the thorax, and I'm going to take and wrap this just slightly over our pheasant tail. Come back to our eye. Now I'm going to make wraps of our peacock coming up towards the eye. Once I get to where I want it to be, I'll take my thread, cross again, and now we can remove our peacock curl. For our collar, we're going to be using a partridge. Hungarian partridge, and I'm going to be using these smaller feathers that are located at the shoulder. I've removed the feather. Now I'm going to come in with my hackle pliers and I'm going to grab just the tip like so, and then I'll take all of the fibers back, exposing just the tip. It'll work with me here on camera like so, and I'm going to remove just the end section. I'm going to trim, leaving myself just a small section at the tip to attach to the hook directly behind the eye. I'll now come back in with the hackle pliers. I'm going to lift everything up, take my fingers, wet my fingers, pull the fibers back to get them started, and now start to make our wraps towards the eye. We're only looking for 2 wraps here. Once we get to directly behind the eye with the shank, or excuse me, with the stem exposed, we can now lock that stem in place with a few wraps and remove our hackle pliers. We'll pull everything back, exposing the area for which we want to build the head. Come directly behind that eye and build up a head. Now again, this is a very small thread, so I'm not really looking for a large head here, but at this point we can come in and whip finish. Again, I'm going to come in with my serrated scissors. There's a stem that's hiding down in there. I want to find that stem, expose it, almost have it here, I think. There we are. Trim a couple of these fibers here. Take a look, looks pretty good. And that's it, folks. That is a finished pheasant tail soft hackle tied on a size 14. I hope you like the fly. If you do, give me a thumbs up and please subscribe to the channel, because I look forward to bringing you more flies that I like to tie as well as fish. Thanks again.